everybody, and welcome to Girl Let's Agree to Disagree. We are your hosts, Jessica, Busy Blue, and we got Braden.
Why is this my name? Hold on, I'm going to.
I was gonna be like, why are you Zingbot?
Right.
Literally, I was like, okay, queen.
Let me jump out of here and jump right back in.
And then there was two. The final two we needed.
And this is why I tell people that we are not an actual professional show. I don't claim to be, y'all, but you know, Busy Blue's having some technical difficulties. Hannah is on her way. She had to take her doggy out. So now we actually got Busy Blue in the house.
Oh, I was at top first. Now I'm at the bottom.
You know, you started from you started from the bottom. Now you're here.
Full circle.
Yes, everybody say hi and give a big warm welcome to Braden because he is here.
Hey, queen.
It's been a while. Right?
It's been a hot minute. I'm sorry.
We miss you. We miss you so much.
I actively think about you guys every single day before I go to bed.
If
coming back on the show, I'm like, it'll happen.
You've been a busy boy. Like you've been traveling. You know.
Yeah, luckily.
Yeah,
as much as you can, you know, within Canada, obviously. But I will pull up to the States at some point.
You better.
Keep saying that, and I have yet to see it.
When will you host an event?
Whenever
name an event, and I'll be there, Miss Say.
Nothing. Okay, watching TV. It sounds like a great time. Come on down. That's the event. Okay.
Like you always playing games. Anyways.
Well, before thank you, Jay. So Jay, say hi to JP. Hey, JP, favorite part of Wednesday nights. Hey.
Aww.
Hey. Thank you, everybody, for coming on to listen to little old us talk Big Brother. Before we get to the good parts and the not so good parts, make sure that you click like, subscribe, click to receive our notifications, share this with a friend if they watch Big Brother, or even if they don't. I don't think you even have to watch Big Brother in order to enjoy us, right?
Honestly, full entertainment.
We're not even going to talk about the show, so yeah.
No.
Could you imagine? We're like, anyways, guys, so how's your life?
Hey, how's everybody?
Big Brother.
What did you do this week? What did you do this week? How's life? Hey, Jamie says he'll bring the herbal refreshments. So.
Oh,
y'all got me last time. I'm not doing that again. I have work to do. Y'all had me last time.
Well, since today, now all I can do is say, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna be the one to say this. The way BB Cat really had better songs, I'm not gonna lie, but we never got a full segment, Mama.
So I guess they weren't better.
You know what? Neither did we. Okay, look, I'm also not gonna complain, but at the same time, we had a certain somebody, Tommy, who was constantly making songs. Like we were singing. We were singing our own songs
a BB Cat
all the
rap,
time.
Which they aired for 2 seconds, but I really was the Nicki Minaj of the group.
I totally remember that too. This is the first time that they compile a whole album full of BB songs.
Right? I was like, oh, okay. Love work.
Yeah.
They sang for everything. So you had to create it.
Yeah. JP twerks to these songs.
Twerk to it. Okay. If
you twerk.
I'm like,
the big,
not type
which
of show.
one? Do what you gotta do.
No, Big
do
D
what
song.
you gotta do. Oh, I'm on the block again.
Not I'm on the block again. Been there, done that.
I don't. I have.
Your ass home. Hey, take your ass home. Hey, take your ass.
But that one didn't make the album. I don't think that one made the album.
It was one of the special ones that you get. Big D
I
said it was a
know.
special one that you get, and he was twerking to it.
When we were in Dallas, we just kept on singing, "It's the big blue couch." Yeah. It's blue, it's white, and it's blue again. Woo! Yes. I know. I don't know. I mean,
were
maybe
you guys trapped in the elevator? Why were y'all singing that song?
Period. Very elevator music.
I don't know. Some of them are super catchy, especially when all you do is watch feeds. But yeah, like we'll just get to it. I mean,
get into it. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you all? Let's just start with the episode as a whole. How did we? How did we feel overall?
Loved it. Now, Zingbot.
Wait, let me tell you why I think Busy Blue loved it. He loved it because Tiffany was served a little bit of her own medicine, I'm assuming, in Busy's eyes.
Somebody had to take her blood today. Okay. And I was here for it. Okay. I was here for it. And that was all I needed to see. Just that one moment. And now I'm done. Now, I don't have to have all of this vitriol for her. I've seen it. She did it. We went through it. And now we can move on and play the game.
Wow. See, and this is why, ladies and gentlemen, we call this girl, let's agree to disagree.
Disagree.
Yes. And this is exactly I am not going to be agreeing with Busy's thoughts, although I very much respect it. That is not what I liked to see. I honestly don't think, and I'm talking from a pure game level. Like, I don't like anything that what is going on right now. I personally, for those who may have not figured me out yet, I am totally about the females in the cookout. And that's who I want to see thrive and survive and win.
I agree. I think I feel the same, to be honest.
Yeah, and so I think that first of all, let's talk about are we dragging? I don't know.
Yes, you are.
A little bit. You're a little bit laggy. It's okay.
Don't forget, Super Chat's a great way to support Jessica's internet. We're still saving up money for that.
For $1
totally read me.
You can sponsor Jessica Milagros.
Just $1, okay? We're one step closer.
It's one step forward, 3 steps back, but it's fine. Oh, hey, Whitney. Hey, Queen.
First off, why you gotta read me like that? You're actually funnier than Zingbot right now.
Girl, you opened the door. You opened the door for that one. I just walked in. I was like, hey, is anybody home? Okay.
That's what's the problem here is I don't know what's wrong with my internet. Okay, I have done everything right, and I pay a lot of money for my internet.
You hear that?
Show them these videos and say, look, I need my money back.
Yeah, you're like, what is this?
Yo, this is me. Okay.
What is this?
3 months free and put in Paramount Plus as well. Like, X for your money.
Not the Paramount Plus subscription. Then you be owing me some money.
Oh my God. Brandon just said if I'm cursed with bad Wi-Fi. Come on. Okay. We just.
Oh, the chat is dragging
now. She's coming in good now.
Oh wow.
Not Jessica giving McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Oh, you know what? She did it like she was in the office space in the back. Okay.
Wow.
She said I agree to these terms. Connect.
Wow. Actually, what I'm doing is borrowing a neighbor's Wi-Fi for the moment. That's basically the mood I'm giving you right now. I don't know why, but we're gonna try. We're gonna keep trying.
It's charming. It's cute.
Yeah, why not? And and until y'all keep on sharing and liking and commenting on these, this is y'all's fault because we are not getting the Wi-Fi money. That's what it is.
We need a bigger budget. So.
I am paying money to do this. For y'all to watch me, it costs me It cost me
Which
7
one's
cents a
not
day.
It
Yeah.
does.
Not 7 cents a day, girl. That's
So
awesome.
maybe if you'd like to sponsor me for 7 cents a day, I can get free I can get better Wi-Fi.
She's
And
like, you
y'all
can
could get
Venmo me here, Cash App me here. My PayPal is.
Yo, let's help her out, okay?
But back to
Uh,
wait, look, I know that we were on Big Brother, but this isn't about me. This ain't about me right now. This is about who's counting the pixels on my screen?
no,
Child,
Avatar Roku been coming for the girls.
Come on. Avatar Roku. Avatar Roku, be nice. Be nice. I'm gonna have to put you on timeout. I don't like this.
Girl, it's not about you, it's about your internet connection. Don't be so seasoned. They're doing you.
He's like, don't take it so personally, baby girl.
Yeah,
It's
it's
nothing
them,
to do about
not
you.
It's nothing to do with you.
Avatar Roku said, okay, I'm counting the pixels on Jessica's screen and I'm out. That's it. Yeah. Wow. And JP coming for me too. Okay, we're done. I don't even know Atari 2600.
She's like,
what you talking about? What are you talking about, Atari?
Oh no, it's giving Wreck-It Ralph. It's giving Legos to use.
Not Legos.
Yo, stop doing Jessica's internet like that. The only thing she did is purchase. Okay.
That's all I tried
Those
to
are
do.
coming.
I know. You know, don't worry. It'll get better. So, okay. So we are now on a Tiffany because we haven't recapped for a week, right? The last we left everybody, Sarah Beth had gone out.
Got the axe.
Sarah Beth got the axe. Tiffany won the HOH.
Hot girl shit.
People were mad. Sunday's episode, it showed that for some reason there was an agreement that Alyssa was going to be the 7th person, and that it looked like Tiffany did whatever the hell she wanted to do and won the HOH. An edit that I'm not very happy with, by the way. We'll have y'all have your thoughts in a second, and put up Alyssa and Xavier. X was mad. More mad. I mean, I don't think any of the edits are showing that he's that pissed off. He's acting
it's like jokingly
like a little
pissed off. Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
I'm so mad.
But
you can tell he's fuming. Like he's fuming.
Like all week, people have been complaining about how much he is complaining. It is bad. And what else? Oh yes, and this veto competition. So one of the things I kind of want to kind of point out was that, you know, in the on Sunday's episode, everybody was like, okay, well, the plan was for Alyssa to be, you know, for us to take out Claire. Tiffany has won. But this episode, all the girls are like, Alyssa needs to leave. Alyssa needs to leave. Like, if I win veto, it's staying the same, and Alyssa needs to leave. So which one is it? Which one is it? Because if Claire was supposed to leave, why ain't nobody using this veto?
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I heard,
what you mean you didn't hear that?
I heard that Tyrant put up the people she wanted to put up. So we just need to keep these nominations the same, because then she'll be looking my way. That's what I thought. So Alyssa got to go, because if anybody changes anything, it could be me. And who knows how that crazy lady is? And you know she's been protecting Claire.
Crazy lady.
She's gonna attack me. So Alyssa needs to go. Keep her up there. Good. Right. And sorry it had to be you, girl.
I see what you mean. Where you're like, they were very worried that she was gonna, you know, aim at the Cookout, which I got. But I also see what Jessica means, where she's like, if everyone wanted Claire to go home, then like it seems very easy to me. They're like, yeah, I'll play in the veto and I'll win and I will take her down. So
let me tell you something. Busy, and everybody else that's watching, and maybe Brayden, maybe you could shed some light on this yourself. For me, when I watch these episodes, the amount of editing, I can already tell what was edited to go to fit the scenario. And the thing is in this area, in these episodes, there's many scenarios, right? So do I think as my cute little boy Josiah says, scenarios, you know, but do I think that Alyssa was at one point the target? Yes, I do. Do I think that Claire at one point was a target? Absolutely. Do I think that the diary room has all of them saying Claire's the target now, and we've agreed Claire's the target, and then like the next day they're back in the diary room and they're saying, so Alyssa's the target now. So now it's Alyssa. Alyssa's the target. So I think that the diary room has both of those reels, or all of that video editing, or all of that video of each person saying, we've all agreed to
send
send X home, to send this not X, but you know, to put this person home, to send Claire home, to send Alyssa home. They can manipulate it all they want. I mean, at times they're telling us to make sure that we're wearing the same damn clothes.
Okay, so now that you're taking us behind the scenes, but what are you saying? What are you saying to us?
Internet, can I see me? That's cuts the feed.
What are you saying?
I'm not under contract. I'm not under contract anymore. Ooh, and then we got the beautiful Claire here.
Hey, Queen.
Hi. Oh my God, so good to see you.
I know, long time no see you. Here we are.
What are we talking about?
We're not sure. Yeah.
just like the diary room and how, you know, things can be shown in a certain way, but actually
I think we were just recapping what has happened since last week, because you know we only do our Wednesday recap, so it was just kind of letting everybody know where we ended off, where we are currently at. Tiffany winning this HOH, putting up Alyssa, but then the whole editing of how everybody was upset with Tiffany because she was not supposed to win the HOH. However, you know, when you look at it, Kyland wasn't supposed to be winning the HOH either. He was not one, like nobody wanted Kyland to win this HOH. He also didn't drop. You know, there were a lot of things that I don't know, that if you were watching the live feeds, and then there's a lot of people, and everybody who's watching this, you guys can put it in the comments whether you agree or disagree with this, you know, with this, as to whether or not Tiffany was in the wrong for winning this, because it was supposed to be, everybody was supposed to be throwing this for Azah, and it was supposed to be Azah's, but Kyland didn't throw this, you know, and Tiffany was
him. If Christmas can win a foot race, then we could have given this to Azah.
But is that Tiffany's
I see what you mean. When
for staying up because Kyland, because she was waiting for Kyland to drop. Nobody wanted Kyland to win. Who wants another Kyland HOH? This would have been his third HOH.
And Azah I think recognized that after, like, the only people that were really like getting to her and like, I mean, Xavier is the main one who's been angry this whole week and has been like, they didn't even show the length of amount of times that he has just like complained this whole past week. And honestly, Azah afterwards was like, she was kind of like, well, this sucks, but like, yeah, I didn't really want Kyland to win either. So like the only person that is Xavier, like, and Big D,
and Big D because he's hated Tiffany since the first week. Yeah. So He has. He even said it in these past, in this past week that he's been gunning for her to go home since week 1.
He obviously does not care for her at all.
Very that.
The game. So
yeah. So I think that the edit in itself puts Tiffany in a very bad position, because it makes her look more it kind of makes her look a little bit more self-interested versus Xavier, who's insanely self-interested, even though he's trying to act like the martyr, because he's not the one. He is throwing competitions because winning them would make him a bigger target, not because it helps the cookout. It has nothing to do with that. He's making it seem like I'm the one who's throwing this and throwing that. It's supposed to be Alyssa. Well, who does that benefit, really? It benefits you. So that's a very self-interested comment, isn't it? But how does that
my self-interest, not you being your self-interested? And if the editing was supposed to make us feel like she's this villain or she's being self-interested, why in her personal conversation with Hannah did she feel like everybody's going to think, oh my God, she also saw the narrative that she created because of how she's been acting. I don't think it's just editing. She can also see, yeah, girl, they probably looking at me like, that's what you get. Because she knows how she herself has been portrayed because of how she's acted. Her hands are not clean. Okay, girl.
I'm not saying.
Yeah, don't say her hands are clean.
You wanted it, and now you got it, girl. Put it around.
Yeah, I'm not saying that her hands are clean by any means. I'm saying that she is not the only self-interested person. And I think that the edit made it seem like she was being 100% selfish and that this was not something that was planned. Azah, Hannah, her, they all wanted Claire to stay. None of them wanted Alyssa to be the 7th. It doesn't make sense for any of their games. So how do you and not even Kylan, because Alyssa to an extent is going after Kylan too. The only people that benefit from this Alyssa is maybe Derek, maybe Big D, definitely X, but like Claire has not won anything. Competition wise, Alyssa is way more she's way more of a threat. She has a way better resume right now. Like the fact that none of this has been shown on the actual show is what I think is the issue.
I think they've given Xavier a winner's edit.
Yes.
Sure.
Very that.
We are like Dr. Evil today.
No, he doesn't.
No, but he looks like he's like
what they could show. Like how much of the like complaining and things like that they could show, they didn't.
He looked so nasty in my
He very much show like he's just like reacting to like someone coming after like his whole alliance, that that Tiffany isn't like the one for everyone, that she like isn't here for the group, and that he's like the one being like, I'm here for everyone, like I want to do what's right. And that's the edit that I'm getting for Xavier, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting like the slowly, like everyone's gonna slowly turn on Tiffany, and then we're all supposed to be like, "Well, girl, you deserved it. You were selfish. What do you expect?"
I already like that's
that. That's the edit that I see them.
This is nothing new. I've been feeling like this for weeks. Y'all see how she's been protecting Claire, girl? Well, now we've run out of options, girl. You held on to her as long as you could, girl, but now we've run out of options. We've run out of options, okay?
Well, what do you think? How do you think? I'm trying to figure out why you think that X is like he had a bad edit today, because I don't feel like he has.
Only because for majority of the show, he was talking to Big D about his hatred or frustration with Tiffany. And we never got Tiffany doing anything wrong or being selfish. She was really selfless within this episode. And we saw that at the end of it. Throughout the whole entire episode, it's him with Big D in the room. Oh, I can't believe her. And then again, with him and Big D in the room, I can't believe her. It just is like, okay, girl, we get it. We get it. Like, leave it alone. And then when Hannah tried to talk to him about what Tiffany should do, he just became the self-interested person that he was just trying to be against. So I don't think it gave him a good edit. If anything, it was just like, girl, let it go, sis. Let it go.
I think that Big D has a problem with women making decisions in their alliance and doesn't seem to enjoy people like Tiffany who are like assertive in that situation. And I think that he really is like mad. I mean, from the beginning we got this whole like, we need to start targeting the women. Like what are the women doing? Like, and he like talking about them not pulling their weight and things like that. And I'm surprised we haven't seen more of that in the edit. Like, we have been spared of a lot of that. That's happened in the feeds a lot for sure. I think that has not been shown at all. And I think it's not a coincidence that one of the only women that Big D is like super tight with so far in this season is Azza, who has had no power at any point at all to do anything. But that's just my opinion. I feel like nobody's talked about that. But I don't know. I don't love that part of that's been left out of this.
He's barely there. He can't even vote. He hasn't voted once. He hasn't evicted one person, and he could barely get out the album title. So you have to care enough to even give him an edit. It's just like, oh yeah, he's there too. Yeah.
Oh my god!
But he has been nasty on the feeds, and I know what people are saying. But it's just like we got other things to. I would rather see Azza sing a song, okay, and thirst after Xavier and never get a chance.
I thought that little edit thing they did was cute with the like DVD that they were going to sell, like the TV commercial. I know it was cheesy, but I thought it was really cute.
Very adorable. Very adorable.
It's a big blue couch. No, okay, so let's get down to Zingbot. How did
the reads were not that deep? I wanted him to come for blood. I wanted him to roast the dolls in the house. And like,
okay.
Some of them I was like, oh, okay. Like that Trisha Paytas meme where it's like, what? Oh, okay. Like that was very my reaction to some of them. I was like, oh, okay. Sure, girl. Like the Hannah one, I was like, okay, you got her.
The worst one was poor Azza. Like she didn't that was the most personal one.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, not hitting below the belt, Zingbot. That's tough. That's tough.
That was in my opinion. I think that on Twitter there was a zing that Zingbot did that was more savage than the one that he gave Xavier in the first place. Like, what you're gonna say, oh, okay, Xavier's in love with himself, but there was one where he said on Twitter that if Zingbot fell in a pool, there would be more sparks flying than the ones between him and Alyssa. That is a perfect read. That would have been a perfect read.
Also, they really did Azza so dirty with like the little edit where she's like, yeah, I don't really care. Like Xavier can stare at himself, walk shirtless around this house as much as he wants. It doesn't bother me. And then they're gonna roast her 1 second later. Right. Humiliated.
Sad. It
was
like,
oh girl.
I would really, what were a few of these? The one where, oh gosh, these are just so.
They were all whack to me.
They were very predictable. I was like, oh, you're gonna call Tiffany old. Oh, look, you did it.
Oh yeah. Oh
there.
wow.
Oh, Hannah's not there.
Very.
But I was like, revolutionary. Florals for spring. Revolutionary. Groundbreaking. You broke the mold.
Oh, come on,
there was the one.
Was all whack.
The one where she was, what was it? Alyssa, you're from Florida, but for it being the Sunshine State, you're so dim. AKA you're dumb.
No, I was just like,
okay. Girl, I was with her, and I'm college educated. What is he calling her dumb? Because that's a reason he is, but it's whack still. I can't. I just
like, what does that mean? What does dim mean? They're like, oh, baby
well,
girl.
that's why he said AKA dumb.
I would have thought that meant boring. Not
me too.
Like, But I guess they said like they said stupid, but I was like, well, I would interpret that as like boring. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, I kind of saw
Yeah,
that.
we're thinking too much about it. It was a bad write.
And then like
Who's
St.
in the
Clair has like
writer's
really big
room?
feet. I was like, who's in here? I was like, that's all y'all got to say? Y'all been watching this show for how long?
It was bad. I didn't like it. They needed somebody else to just read and roast them. I can't.
It was a cute attempt. I was like devastated when like I was like, there's no Zingbot in Canada. So I was so excited to see this episode, and then I was like, oh,
is this what?
Yeah, they called Claire Bigfoot. I was like,
yeah,
what is this? Yeah, people didn't understand any of this. People really didn't understand any of this. But he's been flopping since my season.
Oh, not dragging Zingbot.
Oh, yes, I can. Me and Zingbot do not have a good relationship.
Yeah,
he said that I would have a festival named after myself, and it would be called Snooze Fest.
Well, I mean, he wasn't wrong. During that time, now, girl, you're the life of the party. You're the life of the party now. Life of the party now, but girl, let's not forget our past.
He wants to read the girls now too.
Let's not forget our past.
I mean, I can't talk to production and have them put the 2 out of, or the 1 out of the 4 cameras that they have, or the 2 places that they decide to record, always put on me. But it is what it is. Okay, so let's talk about this veto. Let's talk about the veto.
What was first of all, the nerve of Zingbot to always come in and zing y'all, and then had the nerve to ask y'all for help? I just never understood it.
That is actually kind of funny.
He's like, he wants to talk about everybody, and it's like, well, I need your help. Oh, girl, get away from me. How is this going viral? Someone tell me, what about stacking glasses is viral?
Yeah, I didn't understand it completely. I didn't really understand the connection there, but whatever.
I don't understand it at all. First of all, what does any of the? First of all, it's you're going on You're going on Zinstagram. You're trying to be a Zinfluencer, and it has to deal with how micro cocktails have anything to do with getting you famous, like Instagram famous, is beyond me. Maybe like micro cocktails are a big thing in the Zingbot land.
Maybe there's foreshadowing that they'll all be micro influencers.
That's what I was gonna say. That's all I could think of, is that they'll be like micro influencers, which they kind of will, but like I don't understand. No one else is gonna make that connection watching the show.
Very not.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't. I don't think that it's not a very easy thing to put together. I also don't understand. What any of this has to do with beach vibes and the Vegas and the Vegas thing.
Cocktail, like cocktail waitresses and the whole thing, but it wasn't really like decorated and like done up the way in that direction. But I guess maybe, like, I don't know. The competition was interesting though. It looked hard. I thought it looked hard.
This was the one.
Do you guys think you would have done well? I instantly saw it and I was like, this is something I would have won.
I would have done really well in this for sure.
Totally. I really saw it. I was like,
you both have steady hands. Is it because you both have steady hands?
I think I would. I have fairly steady hands. I mean, I worked at Sephora for 2 years and did makeup and stuff like that. So I think I'm decent enough that I could. I don't think I'm surgeon level, but I'm definitely not somebody whose hands shake naturally,
Like the phlebotomist was. I would definitely have just looked in the box. I talk with my hands. I move too much with my hands. I would have just looked in that box. Y'all call me throwing it or whatever. I'd be like, okay. I could actually see Busy.
I could actually see Busy like doing this and then like looking to the side. He'd be like, "What? Oh!" And then it just off exactly.
Ooh, girl.
I could totally. Yes,
I would have tried one time, and then that would have been it. Y'all not gonna embarrass me on Beyonce's internet and television. Nope.
I see it.
Don't tell me.
I
don't know why. I just like, I don't know. It's like this is something that I just feel like I would have done really well at. Also, did you see them foreshadowing at when X and Alyssa were at the pool table, and she's like, "See, America, I never win anything," and I was like, "Oh, so she wins the veto."
Oh yeah, for sure.
Aw.
I was like, "Oh, so she wins the veto." Anyways, moving on. Fast forward.
But also, it was the truth at that time.
Oh, of course. But I was like, of course, you're just like.
Well, this would have been the first veto that she would have won, or the first, because she has 2 under her belt, but this is the first one that wasn't thrown to her. So in sense, this is kind of her first competition win.
Oh, the baby veto.
Yeah, she's definitely, I think she's been runner up to quite a few or something like that. Like she's always, that's when people I feel like that's why people talk about her being more of a competition threat, because she's always almost there, except for the one last time where she dropped pretty quickly. But other than that, I think she's always done fairly well. She's not last or anything. So I think people in comparison to Claire see her more as that potential threat, depending on the competition. But anyway, she won it.
Yeah, she won it.
Save your spot around the block, you know?
She won it, and she won it, and obviously that put Tiffany in a very bad situation. And
what situation was that? What was the bad situation? I thought we had a plan from the beginning, from the cookout.
Yeah.
Bad situation. What was the bad
No.
situation?
No.
I thought there was a plan. There was an outline. We've been going through this for weeks. Everybody's cried. They had to leave the person. What was the bad situation that we already knew?
Wow, you really don't like her.
Well, no,
I
was like, that's a little rough, Busy. You're a little.
I'm sticking to the script, and the script said, "Girl, these are the people that have to go." So, what was the bad situation, girl? That one is Alyssa's off. So, girl, you know what has to be done.
No, because it makes a difference who goes first. It does. Between Claire and Alyssa, it makes a difference. Next week, Alyssa has a much higher chance of winning this HOH. And at that point, then one of you will go home, and it's going to set this. And we know tomorrow, tomorrow, one of you will go home if Alyssa wins HOH. And y'all don't have time to strategize this the way that you think you will. And so
exactly.
One of y'all's ass is grass if Alyssa wins. Whereas if Claire won, it would be a totally different story for some of these women. So it would
have.
Exactly.
It would have, but I don't think that was the thing. I think the bad situation is that was her one, and the bad situation is that nobody has had to put up their one and send them home. Somebody else has put their one on the block.
It could have happened. Simple.
Yeah, Kylan could have dropped so that Azah could have won. It could have been simple. It could have been simple. This was not Tiffany's doing. To me, she saw that Kylan was still up. Kylan was acting shady as fuck. Seriously. He was acting shady AF because he was trying to get Hannah to take him off the block when he was with his one. So everybody's going into this HOH sketchy as hell about Kylan, because they're like, why the hell was he fighting so hard for Hannah to take him off the block?
But
and nobody week. But that's the thing. The thing is that what the edit was trying to show, they didn't try to show how everybody was sketched out and didn't want Kylan to win. They didn't show that Kylan was trying so hard to win this HOH and that people were very uncomfortable with it. They didn't show that Azah wasn't as upset as everybody wanted them to think, because she knew she didn't want Kylan to be HOH. They kind of created this in my opinion, for Tiffany. Like, does she? I mean, she still put Claire up. It doesn't matter. She did what she needed to do. She didn't want to. She tried to have her, to have her cake and eat it too. Maybe she was, she was trying to she was playing a little bit more self-interested in saying like, it makes more sense for Claire to stay, all the women. But who really said okay? Who really said okay for Alyssa? Just the boys. Yeah. Just Xavier.
And like, that's not a bad thing. Like, that is the point of this game. And like, it's like, ultimately she still did put this alliance first. And like, regardless of like your feelings on that, that is still what Xavier and them like ultimately needed her to do. And she still did that, but they're still complaining about it. Like, they're still mad.
We're going to the ground until Claire walks out the house, sis. Okay, we still got a couple more hours.
Like,
they're the ones voting. Why are they mad? Hey, I'm like, if all of y'all are going to vote her out, then why are you upset?
I'm going to hold on to it.
I mean,
even when I go to the bathroom, you thought you had us, then you cry. Okay, and that's just it on that. That's on period. Because every week, and y'all know I'm an emotional person, she was clenching on the Claire and diverting the attention to someone else. Well, girl, now you done held on for her for this long, and here you are.
I guess, but
it doesn't feel good. And now it's you having to do it. Before it was just us just trying to save our person. Now you done effed around and got yourself the person who has to. This is not a good looking, very sad. You want to listen to Beyonce Lemonade Girl? This is not going to be good for you. I was here for it. I was here for it. And the way she acted is why she knew when she told Anna, I know they're probably looking at me like this is what you get. Yes, it is, sis. Yes, it is.
I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to like set yourself up for success later down the road, Because for Tiffany, it would make sense for Claire to stay. Do you know what I mean? Because again, if Tiffany were to win, I'm pretty sure Tiffany would not be on the block. So, do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, it makes more sense for her to want someone else to go home, but
but here's the thing. The thing is that all of them can argue. All of them could. I mean, and that's what happens. And Brayden said it. Wait, did you say it online? Were we online when you said it about the having memory as fish?
Oh no, I didn't say that on.
No. So, it's very interesting because as Brayden says, like when you're in the house, and I agree with him, is that you have a memory like a fish. It's like you are Dory, Yeah,
you have goldfish brain.
You at one moment you're mad at that person and you're like, I'm targeting you. And then all of a sudden someone else does something and it just diverts to that person.
Forget about how you felt the week before.
Except for Big D.
Like, you have to pivot when new things happen, and there's no point in being mad about something like that's just benign that happened 2 weeks ago when there's a new threat.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. I get it.
So is this like, so the question is this what Tiffany did really affecting the cookout as a whole? Because she did it. She put Claire up. She obviously she won her HOH. She said Alyssa was going to go home. She wanted to preserve her person. But then Alyssa won and she still kept with the plan. She didn't say, I'm going to put one of y'all up. She didn't say that. She just said, okay, now I just have to deal with it. And that was just the way it is. Now this next week, now that we're going into a double, is going to be a little different. Is that now going to affect somebody else? Like if Alyssa wins, and given that X says that he is going to he is planning to throw this HOH so that Alyssa wins, so that someone from the cookout could go, which is obviously one of the women. How is that any different, if not actually more self-interested than what Tiffany's doing?
He's trash too. That's a trash plan as well. Going against the cookout is trash. But we have our different trash reasons. She was trash because of how she played this game, and now she had to lay. She made this bed very comfortably, and now it's time to lay in it and sleep in a girl and do it with Claire. And if Xavier does this, he's gonna be out next too.
Wait, I wanna know, is is this Miss Julie Vu? Is this actually Miss Julie Vu? Or
We
no?
don't know who that is.
Yeah,
Who is
girl.
that?
Huh?
Who is that?
Brayden, do you know?
No.
No?
Sorry.
That's not Miss Julie?
I mean, honestly, it really could be. We do.
She said it is her.
She says
She says
yes.
Yeah, but it's the internet.
Okay. But it's the internet.
Prove it to us.
Prove it to us,
Not
Miss.
prove that.
Prove it to us, Julie. Well, for those of you who don't know who Julie Vu is, Julie Vu was on Brayden's season of BB Canada. She was also
Season
one of
9,
the Ring
baby.
Girls. My boo, my
No.
sister Julie Vu.
Aw.
I love you.
Oh, wait,
Sorry. I wish
it
there-
Hey, queen.
I want to make sure that there's like a check mark somewhere. So there was like, oh, is
We
it
simply
Julie?
don't
Is
know.
this
We're just
Julie?
like,
Because I
yeah,
love her.
You too. We
It's
love
her
you.
picture.
Major
It's her
fans. Yeah.
Say less.
She's verified.
Who's
Everybody's
verified?
saying, Julie, oh my God, Julie's on.
Come on, check.
There
mark.
is a check. Okay, check mark. I didn't see check mark. I didn't see a check mark from here, but I love you. We all love you.
We love you, Stan.
Kiss,
Um,
kiss.
yeah. So, okay. So for this week, we saw Claire. It broke my heart.
Yeah, I feel so
It
bad.
was so hard to watch. Oh my god. Like,
Was it?
ooh.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes.
It's not. I thought you said you were a sensitive soul, Busy. You were
Literally,
actually
didn't you say
very
you're very
sensitive
sensitive?
right now.
I am, but I felt solace in in the outcome that I didn't feel. Maybe it's because I know that we about to have a black winner. Finally, okay, after years and years of watching this trash show, there's finally gonna be a black winner. I was like, oh, thank God she took it this way. Okay. And
Stop, not
thank
thank
God
God she took it.
she's still good with Tiffany and all is good with the world. I didn't want the girl to act crazy. She took it well. She understood the assignment. She understood Tiffany's assignment. She checked off all the boxes, and we're still going to keep going. And I'll say, you know what? It could not have been better. I don't know their friendship like that, to cry over it, but to know that she was like, I get it. I've seen it. I'm a fan of the show. It makes sense. It hurts, but I get it. It made me feel like there are some good people in this world who understand and see it. Okay, because Tiffany not gonna make a fight with this group, but we still gotta go with them.
I think that was like the hard part because since she is like a fan, that obviously this is something that she's wanted for a very long. Obviously, when you go to the show, something you forget, I think, is that there's like bigger world impacts and stuff like that happens being on the show. So for her to recognize and be like, listen, I know there's history where XYZ happens. And I don't want to, put my game or my interest over the bigger picture. That's sad. And to know that basically Tiffany's telling her that your game is done. It's over. It's been fun. You're a great sport. I love you, but I have to do this thing. That's hard to watch, especially seeing someone's dreams being crushed on television in front of you.
I think, Lizzie, you're talking about her reaction. I think that makes it harder for me to watch because I'm it'd be easier if she pitched a fit about it and was what the hell? This is crazy, whatever. But no.
Are you stupid? Yeah.
Yeah, she's super understanding about the whole thing. And it's this is really sad for me because anybody who's been a fan of the show for a long time, it's equally your dream to go on the show and do well and everything.
Exactly.
But she's they all go through the same casting, they go through all of this to get on there.
Exactly.
And it's just it's even sadder to watch because you're wow, they're, I don't know, just to watch somebody understand something that doesn't directly affect them in that way. Whereas I think if this happened in previous seasons with certain other house guests, maybe the reaction would not be the same. And so I think it's like with the breakup, I think it's so much easier to just go through a breakup if the person is a jerk and an asshole about it.
Exactly.
It's so much worse. I've had to break up with someone before who was an amazing person, and it's so much harder because you're can you just do something mean to make me feel better about this? It would make it's easier to just move past it when they're angry about it or something like that. But I just thought that her reaction was like solid, and it's just harder to watch then because it's like, ugh, like this just there's no like
It
win-win.
breaks your heart, yeah.
There's no win-win for both of you, so it's just it is what it is. But
I hear you. I was like, give me a hug, girl. You want me to help you pack your bags?
ridiculous.
I've been waiting for so long
Yeah.
for this to happen. And seasons after season after season, they would never have even treated us or let us even walk out the door like this. They would have lied to our face on the way out and kicked us on the way out and said, yeah, we got you, until you walked out to see Julie. It would never have happened like this. So
that's the
classy
reason. Yeah, I get it. That's the reasoning behind why you're just like, okay, it's all good.
Like,
you know,
you're going
peace out. Nobody else was
yeah.
going to give us that. Was going to give
Thank
us
you so
that.
much for taking it well, girl. But
I don't know.
Do what you can.
Here to me is that I feel that that Claire in this sense is just that ally that we want to see for everybody. We want to see people, and even when she said, and I know people that watch this won't get it, but I get it. I was like,
she's a real one. She's a real one.
That almost got me.
Well, she knows Twitter, like she knows Facebook, like all of that. Like she knows that there are going to be people like that use that as a reason, like use her as a reason to be angry at others. So I feel like that was her saying, like, I am not your person to like spearhead this anger. Like, I'm not. So like, I don't need you to be on my behalf.
Exactly.
Of that.
Now, the whole situation handled very well, I think.
Absolutely. Now, we have someone saying, I don't want to, is that Jal? Saying, I completely understand why Tiff said no when Claire asked if she was in an alliance, but I wish she would have. I agree. I don't think this is a good look for Tiffany for saying, no, I'm not in an alliance like that. I get it.
She started stuttering like Jasmine Sullivan. She was like, no, yes, well, it's just my best girl. Well, what is it?
It's very apparent. That's why people don't realize like when you're there, where you're like, it's very apparent you're all working together. Like it's not rocket science. Like we all know, but but you never know. She might just like slip it to her before she leaves, or she's like, listen, let me do some jury management before you leave.
It's not gonna work if she doesn't tell her before she actually gets evicted. Claire will go into that house, and DX, who already knows that there's an alliance of 6, will tell her, because he's like, Kylan told me there was an alliance. We already know that it was Kylan. We already know it was Azza. We know that it's X. If this is what you got from Tiffany, she's definitely in that alliance.
I think she still votes for Tiffany, though.
I do.
I agree. I think she still does as well.
I definitely too. I definitely do too. So what we do now, because we're going into tomorrow's episode for this double eviction. This is going to be very interesting because this is where it's going to get nice, hot, and messy. We're going to bring out. Well, first of all, let me now start with the disclaimers that anything from here on out is going to be stuff that either we have seen on the feed, stuff that you have not seen on the show. So if you do not like spoilers, if you have not been caught up and you don't care to know, then I would say, mwah, adios, and then we will see you next week. But if you do and you want to keep on talking, make sure you stay. We just wanted to give you that disclaimer. And so what we're going to do right now is go into our, what?
Did we say that Alyssa? Girl,
what's it again?
Alyssa uses the veto on herself, and then she has to put up Claire in the most awkward veto ceremony I've ever seen.
It was the tiny veto for me. It was sending it. A little chain. I was like, you're kidding.
There you go. It was just like, girl, just sit there. Like, I didn't want her to say anything. I didn't want her to. We already talked about this. We already did all of that. It was just very awkward to me.
What was funny, I don't know, it was like awkward, but what was funny is knowing that we watched the feeds, and this is why I put the disclaimer out there, is that for those who haven't been watching the feeds, Alyssa's really tooting her own horn right now because she thinks that she was the mastermind on getting Tiffany to put Claire up. Like, we did not see any of this in the show, but Alyssa was telling people how she had a conversation with Tiffany about how Claire should be put up. She was being convinced to it was just really bad.
It's embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing.
Especially when she watches that.
Veto. Oh my god.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm the big brain of the house. I made Tiffany do this. And then you're like, no, baby girl. There was simply no other option. We were crying upstairs about it. Don't worry about it. It's not about you.
But the funny thing is that she won't watch the show and see that, and then she'll be like, whew, thank God they didn't put that on, on the actual show, which lives forever. Feeds don't live forever. Like, unless there's like a compilation of stupid shit that that they did about you, more than likely nobody's gonna remember. So this, like, at least for the Paramount Plus,
they did her a service.
They did her a service. You're right. But yeah, it was a little awkward. But now that we've gotten that busy, I'll do it again. We're gonna go into our segment of agree or disagree. And Braden has not been a part of these segments with us. This is his first agree or disagree. So basically everybody, So this is a new segment that we've been doing for the past few weeks, and everybody gets to play along, even those that are on the chat. We make statements, and we end up with either agreeing with that statement or disagreeing with that statement by giving a thumbs up or giving a thumbs down. Gotcha. We also sometimes do this, but there's no emoji. There's no emoji. But there's no emoji for this. So, people in the chat can just write agree, disagree, and maybe give us a statement. And if you have something that you want us to, a comment that you would like us to agree or disagree on, you can put it in the chat. So I have asked, I don't know if anybody has one, but I will start with the first agree or disagree statement. We are going into our double eviction. The statement is: the next person to go out in this double eviction will be someone from the Cookout. You put your thumbs up for agree, thumbs down for disagree at the count of 3. You got that? 1,
Gotcha.
2, 3.
Oh, I think it will be.
I think it will be, but I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to put my thumb up.
I don't want it to be.
I think it would be hilarious. I'm sorry, but I just I think it would be so funny if Alyssa won after this and they scrambled. I think it would be so funny.
The drama.
No, the way that double evictions, the HOH usually isn't that crazy because they need to go quick. Okay. So I'm it's usually either a luck thing or it's literally something that is a little memory, a little true or false thing, whatever. It's something that goes by quick. And I just feel like Alyssa could really just turn it up and then be like, wow, I won. And then you're like, well, here we are, worst case scenario.
Yeah, I think here we kind of have a little bit of a 50-50 in the chats about whether or not it's going to happen. I did know because I really want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'm kind of with you, Claire. I think I would have done this, but Busy, called me out, so I didn't want to do this because then that would have made him right. Yeah, so I didn't want to do that, but I do think that X is planning on throwing this, and I think first of all, X is planning on throwing it. Big D, I don't think has a shot to win it.
I'm manifesting a cute little Hannah win, but
I would love that.
That would be cute. Same.
Just a quick little in and out. People forget about the doubles. They really don't. It will just go with her storyline, where she's like, yeah, I got Alyssa out anyways. And then everyone continues on with their life.
Yeah.
But I do
want
worry about
Xavier
Alyssa winning.
to go. I want Xavier to go just for the fact that I've listened to him for a whole week complain about Tiffany, and I hope that I just hope that happens. I think it'd be hilarious. That's what I want.
Yeah, I think a lot of people
I wa-
want Hannah to win this. I think Chada needs to
Same.
win this.
She needs to do something on her little resume.
Yes.
Mhm.
Come on, little resume.
Yeah, she has a little resume, but I also feel like maybe Zingbot put a little fire under her ass and made her realize that she's getting a snooze edit and that she's
We're
not
making a
doing,
show
and
here.
yeah, that she's not really doing much. So maybe she knows, like, I gotta do this. And I think especially, I don't know, because I was actually evicted before the double eviction. Yeah, so I would assume, Braden, maybe you could help me out with that. That nobody throws a double. Does anybody really throw a double? Because I feel like people would want, because it becomes so
Too
much.
spontaneous. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, because
And
it's a double.
like,
Plans because it's a double, plans can change, because like you don't have to live with that person for a whole week with your decision.
Exactly.
So the fact that someone from the Cookout, oh shit, now that I think about it, someone from the Cookout could probably definitely
that's
go
what I'm
even
saying.
more.
Like, I think this is where I've been saying this to like Austin all season, is that I personally think this is where like Tiffany goes, because nobody has to like deal with like the sadness or anything, because they're like, during doubles is where people take shots that they would normally take, because you don't have to deal with the person for a week. It's everyone just like spontaneously voting. And also, if someone wins the veto, you're like, well, then you'll go up if you don't vote this way. So make up your mind.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. And I want to thank Serena for the super chat. Thank you.
Thanks,
sending
Serena.
love. Says sending love to Bray. Your takes are on point tonight, boo. I agree.
You think so?
I think.
Well, we don't think yours are.
I'm like, I'm not the biggest airhead y'all thought I was.
I'm standing alone, okay?
Busy's acting a little Kylan today. Kind of. You think so? You think Brayden does? Because I'm on point. I think Kylan.
Yeah, he's like, actually, I think if I sat next to Brayden, like, I don't think it'd be like 100% like win. Like, I feel like I have a chance.
Yeah, for
No.
sure.
Fully. I mean, anyone can win, clearly.
And to Michael, who had asked if people know that it's a double, we never know it's a double. None of them ever know it's a double.
Like,
I feel like they should
do the
know.
math in your head. Like, you do the math in your head where you're like, this can't go on forever. Like, it has to end around here. So like, a double is coming, so I would assume it's this one. That's at least how we did it when we were in the house.
Yeah,
like,
that was we thought there was a double every week, but they haven't really been talking about it. They haven't really been talking about it on the feeds too much. So
wild.
I don't know. So
I also feel like with this double, it could also be just like a cute little Ozza win.
Oh,
I would love
that would be cute.
I would love an Ozza win. I would love an Ozza win, but that would be really weird. She'd want Kylan out. So who is she gonna put? Who is she gonna put on the block?
And it's like quick.
I don't see her putting. I don't see her putting Big D on the block.
I think Alyssa goes. I think they know the assignment. They understand the assignment. They've come this far. I think that they're gonna get Alyssa out. I just don't see them turning.
Yeah, but the problem is that Alyssa is winning the HOH and people are going to be throwing it to her.
Let's not speak that into existence. Xavier says he's throwing things, girl. Okay, well, I guess. So if him throwing this, she has to even try to. I don't see it. I don't see it. She was able to stack those teeny glasses up, girl. Thank you so much. But I don't see it.
Let's hope. Does anybody else have an agree to disagree statement? No, nobody.
I feel like most of like my hot takes have already been spoken, and I know who agrees and I know who disagrees.
But would you want the good people who are watching our show to agree or disagree with you?
How would I phrase this? Okay.
It's always the phrasing.
Okay, I'll do one. I'll do one. Put up the little.
Yes. Okay.
We love.
We already know what it is. 3 out of 4 have also a thumbs up or whatever, thumbs down to her. I know I'm going to be the odd man out.
Okay, do I do it?
Yes, go start with your statement.
I say, even after this week, Tiffany wins hands down against anyone except for maybe Xavier. Agree or disagree?
Like if she makes final 2?
Two.
No, I'm saying that like even after this week, like whether
If she doesn't go home.
Whoever she sits next to, no matter who it is, she beats them except for maybe Xavier. I think she still, regardless of Claire going home, like I know people are saying this like kills her game or whatever, like people aren't going to vote for her. I think they still do. I think she beats Kylan. I think she beats Hannah. I think she beats Azza, Big D. The only one I think who might not is Xavier. Agree.
So in a final 2 or just sitting next to them on the block?
In the final 2, like in the final
2.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So if Tiffany, the question would be, if Tiffany makes it to final 2, she wins hands down, like an unanimous decision, or just.
I don't want to give her that much. But
I don't know about unanimous. I'm just saying.
You just think that she wins no matter what.
I just wanted to clarify.
Beats everybody except for Xavier, and Xavier I think will be a toss-up. We'll see. Agree or disagree?
Okay. So at the count of 3, we thumbs up for agree, thumbs down for disagree, that Tiffany, given a final 2 with Tiffany, she will be able to beat absolutely any one of the people sitting next to her, except maybe Xavier. Okay. Okay, on the count of 3, we agree or disagree. 1, 2, 3.
Busy.
Busy.
Yeah,
Final
I think that
answer,
she wins
busy.
that.
Who do you think lose again?
I'm trying to count Kylan's votes. He has all the emotional people and Sarah Beth.
You think Kylan would have votes to beat Tiffany at the final 2?
Big D's not voting for her. You know, Azza, I know she doesn't really like Kylan like that, so she may vote for Tiffany, but girl, she's also bossy. Sarah Beth is gonna vote for him. He told Derek X what, about the alliance before anybody else did. I don't know. I'm just.
Well, I would love Hannah to win this game, but I do think that
she was passed
if
around.
Tiffany is in final 2, she has a lot of people, like especially like Claire, that are going to be like advocates for her in the jury house, that are like, this is why she needs to win. She's done this, that, whatever. Like everyone knows that like Tiffany's been like calling a lot of shots and like telling people what to do, and people aren't dumb. Like they all know. Like they all run to Tiffany. Tiffany's telling you to do this. Tiffany's telling you to act this way. So when you're in the jury house and everyone's talking about it, it is hard when they're sitting next to someone where you're like, well, I mean, Tiffany kind of ran the game, Like all of us believe this, that, whatever. That's why I would agree with Hannah that I do think that if Tiffany was in final 2, that she would probably win. To be honest.
And with Hannah, I think the problem you run into is a lot of the things that maybe she like orchestrated or pulled the strings on. She wasn't the one who actually pulled the trigger with what like happened. And so I feel like it's going to be hard for her to get credit for things that happen in the house. Whereas Tiffany, like it's very clear, like we know what she has done. We know like what she has orchestrated because everyone has been in on it. Whereas like, like Hannah's not, I fear that she's not going to, like, has she influenced things? Yes. But has she been the one to like actually do it? Not always. And I worry that not everyone's going to like see that as like solid, like she really pushed the game along in that way. You know what I mean?
Carried. She was put in the stroller. Okay, your turn. Pass.
I agree. That's the edit. That's like the viewpoint that I see everyone seeing her as. That she was like kind of shielded by Tiffany, or like she was shielded by all these big people in her alliance that were making big moves. And like, although she has like a great social game, that like she didn't actually do anything. But I mean, there's still time. Who knows? Maybe Hannah wins this double HOH.
Maybe.
And then,
No,
and maybe she wins the veto next week. Maybe she starts coming for the girls.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited to see what happens.
Yeah. Oh, and we have look, this is our first agree or disagree statement from the fans. Michael Brown says, agree or disagree, if Kylan gets to the final 2, will the Cookout be bitter jurors because he gave hints in his goodbye messages?
No.
Agree? Busy, gotta wait.
Next.
This is a new segment.
It's got blurted out.
So agree or disagree on the count of 3. If Kylan gets to the final 2, the Cookout will be bitter jurors because he gave hints in his goodbye messages. 1, 2, 3. Really, Hannah? You think that the Cookout would be bitter?
Yeah, I think some of them will be like pissed off when they get there and find out that like people like figured it out because of his things. Whereas like I don't think all of the Cookout, because they're not all synonymous with each other. Like I don't think all of them will be, but I definitely think there are certain people who like to control things who will be like, oh, well, that's not fair, because if I would have known we could do that, then like maybe I could have said this to my person, or I could have said this to whoever, and I think they'll be mad about it for sure. Not all of them. Some of them will be okay with it, I think, but I think there will be 1 or 2 that will be pissed off.
Xavier, Tiffany.
I see them being annoyed, but I see them like looking past it, to be honest. Like I don't see that being the reason why like Kylan wouldn't win.
Exactly.
Like, they wouldn't give Kylan his vote all because at the end of the day he told them.
I will tell you, I think they'd be more bitter at Xavier if they found out that he threw this HOH for Alyssa to win, because if Alyssa knows that that's going to happen, or if Big D's like the only other person that knows, if he talks in jury and says something to the effect that messed up the Cookout, I could see X not winning.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I could totally.
If that ever came out,
I could totally see that. Yeah.
Fully.
So we are gonna go. Ooh, we're finally gonna do this, guys. We are gonna be talking about our draft.
Humiliating for me.
We finally have Brayden here, and so we wanted to wait until Brayden and all 4 of us were all together again, so we could talk about who's winning in our Big Brother Girl Let's Agree to Disagree draft. And so I made this cute little thing for us. Woo!
I apologize because we were talking so much mess backstage. This looks so nice.
People have been giving me the most shit today.
Guys. Why does it say Lee family tree? Who is Lee?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know why that says Lee family tree. Who cares? Up there, it's BB draft. It's the BB draft. I'm not perfect. I don't know. That's just the name of my
everybody makes mistakes.
Of the thing. Yeah, it's a family tree. But so this is for people who didn't know. If you haven't watched the very first episode, these were our initial picks of who we wanted in our draft. As you can see, yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how would you all want me to tell you how these numbers came out? We start from worst to best.
Sure.
So Brayden looks so funny. He's like, I already know what's happening right now.
I already know. Like,
so in 4th place right now, we have with 6 points, Mr. Brayden White.
Yay!
Flabbergasted.
An icon.
Unfortunately, obviously, you had a few people who did not win competitions and have been on the block. Kyland, however, is probably the reason you are very high up, and I would have, and I would say that you would be right up there had he won HOH this week.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it's all very, very, very close. So you have 6 points. In third place,
congrats.
We have. There's still a lot of game to play. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
In third place with 8 points, we have Miss Hannah. Unfortunately, Big D being on your team has not really helped you since he's been on the block a couple times, and then Travis was evicted. Right now, though, Alyssa is,
pulling weight for you, baby girl.
She's kind of giving you, she's giving you the points there, especially with this last veto win. So, okay,
I'm pulling for her. She's my only hope.
Yeah,
she's a mastermind. She's putting this.
Okay, in second, and which would automatically give us our first. In second, there's a tie with Jessica and Busy. For 9. Yes, we both have 9. We're just 1 point above Hannah right now. Yeah, I mean,
recount.
It's actually not a recount, Busy. Xavier's done you dirty. He's been on the block 3 times. That's hurt your game quite a bit, if anything, if anything, this double HOH with Tiffany is the only thing that kind of has you up there.
And Xavier, y'all both just been on the block.
Yeah, exactly. If not, you would actually be doing really good, because Brittany was also, you kind of have both of the Pawn Stars. Yeah, both of the Pawn Stars. With myself, Christian really helped me. And then Oz is just kind of there because she has not won, nor has she been on the block. So it's just a very steady, it's just been very, very steady. I'm hoping that someone like Azza and Hannah could make it pretty far, because I don't see any of them being targeted anytime soon. I don't see Hannah or Azza leaving.
I see them getting caught in a crossfire. That's always how they go.
Yeah, but
when they're no one else to put up, so I guess I'll put up Hannah, and then she goes home, and you're like,
yeah, but you know
what Tiffany told Claire today.
What did Tiffany tell Claire today?
Oh, that she had no one else to put up, so she had to put her up on the block.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's true.
Just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, so that's I mean, there's still a lot of game left to play. So I mean, that could change. I think that all of us are still kind of in the running.
Slow and steady. You know what? Big D's about to bring it out. He's gonna start HOH veto. Boom. He's been
honestly, I will be disappointed if I win, because that would mean that Big D won.
Way to go. Come on, keep up the morale here.
Hannah says she wants to be dead last.
Honestly, I would really not like to win. I'm like,
Hannah
she's praying every night. She's like, my team needs to go. My team needs to go.
No. Derek X was my real hope in my team, and he's gone. So I have no plans of winning this, most likely. So.
Yeah, I think a Big D win. Yeah, that would not be.
It would just be funny. It is what it is. I wouldn't be he's not somebody that I'd just be angry, but I'd just be wow.
I think I would just be LOL.
What?
LOL.
Look, here's the thing with Big D. I think, and this could be a hot take, and I feel really bad for saying this, but I think that it would be, gosh, I don't want to say it, but
don't be shy.
I think that this would give a lot of reason for other people to really laugh at this mission of a cookout, because they will say, look at everything that they did to have someone that win, like be the first Black winner who all he did was sleep on a couch, you know, and didn't actually strategize or win.
I mean, I'm like, ooh.
I'm just gonna say it. Like, and what he's complained about is just things that I feel like I could have complained about on my season too. I'm a big girl, and you didn't see me talk shit about, you know, about how these competitions just automatically were not meant for big people to play. You did not do your homework, you know, like, so I'm sorry. I hate to be the one to say it.
No, girl, let's.
I feel bad because I don't want it to sound shady. I just think that when you're talking about the first Black winner of Big Brother and the Cookout being one of the most historic alliances, not just because they're Black, but because they had some insane strategizers and comp beasts, that the winner from that season happens to be the one that did pretty much the least.
Yeah, you just don't think that he's the most deserving of them. I agree. Like, I think out of the whole alliance, I think that he is the least probably deserving of them to win. So I don't think that's like a bad take.
Yeah.
He's still someone Black win. Okay, there has to be him. Let's get another one. Okay, so let's just wait till the next season. We open up the door. Okay, with a big white space, and now we can let the next Black person be the great one. At this point, I don't care who it is. I just thought, okay, we got him, y'all. We did get one. Okay, let's get to the next real one, because this cannot just be it, y'all. Okay, Cookout Part 2.
Who do you think? I have a question. Who do you think wins if somehow it is Big D and Azah sitting next to each other?
Azah.
Ooh, I think Azah.
Yeah, I think Azah.
If they give Big D the money, this whole game was rigged.
Yeah.
I think all the girls band together to let a girl win, no matter what. If there's a girl sitting in the final two, so she automatically has all those votes.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, if Big D wins, which I really don't see it unless Alyssa's next to him, and then people are just like, okay, we're just gonna have to give it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to give it. I mean, quite honestly, I'd be like, give it to Alyssa, because she even, you know, deserves it. I mean, at that point, she deserves it, because she's been targeted since. First of all, she would be the first Latina winner. She would be the first Latina winner of Big Brother too. There have been no Latina women. Huh?
I thought Josh was Latino. Isn't he?
Latina, but I'm talking about women. I'm talking about a female Latino. But then it would just be. I'm just saying.
It was all for nothing. Yes, I know what you mean.
That's all.
We and Alyssa's going. Her tiny Veto is going to the jury house, and we're gonna get it to the end. I don't think Big D is gonna win. It has to be the cold.
No. And it would have to be like. Yeah, it would, because if there's two Black winners, if there's two Black house guests on the block, and there are at the end, and Big D and final two, and Big D is one of them, the other person should probably automatically win, unless Tiffany. I feel like X would vote for Big D, and then that shit would be a bitter ass vote. Then that for sure that would be a bitter ass vote.
I just can't even imagine the round table of them and his his validation for his justification for voting for Big D. Like, I'd love to hear that speech of why he thinks Big D deserves to win.
Actually, I mean, this is no disrespect. Like, I have nothing against Big D, to be quite honest, but I would just want to hear him and his final two speech, because he can't even vote. Like, he can't even say I vote to evict. Like, he just votes. So it's like, how
What are you gonna say to us?
How are you gonna? What are you gonna say?
Where's Brittany? We need a rap.
Is that a Starbucks?
Twins.
Look at the ratings just making it. See, I should have been Zingbot.
No.
Do you
And the way of Zingbot was like, Big D, I evict to vote you. Like, Dad, would have been done. Would have been the best.
Yes. It's like, whoa, come on. I mean, oh wow.
Do you think it's a good strategy to bring Big D to the final two, or do you think that it's like a cop out?
A complete cop out.
I think it's a cop out.
I mean, but I want the money.
If people want to win.
And it's a larger prize, girl. Big D, come on.
I don't understand this mindset of like the Kyland mindset where he's like, well, I don't want to win against so-and-so. Like, what do you mean? Like, money is money. You need to take who you know you are going to beat. And I think it is so much less respectable to take someone to the final two that you don't know for sure that you are going to beat, just so that you can say you didn't bring an easy person. Because, like, at the end of the day, people are going to talk about that for like a couple of months or whatever. But, like, you're the one that's going to either have $750K in your bank account or not. Like, that's stupid. I'm sorry. Like, there's no world where you shouldn't take somebody like Big D if you have a choice between him or like Tiffany or Xavier. That's stupid. I'm sorry.
I agree. Come on, Big D, sit down. You coming with me?
Because these people on Reddit and Twitter are not paying for your house, your car, your college, whatever the hell you want to pay for with that money.
That's fair. You make a very good point.
It's crazy to me. Like, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, you got a point. I mean, people are agreeing with you right now. You know, I mean, it would be a call it a cop out, but yeah, people would drag Big D to the final, to the final two. You got
Wake up. It's time for the finale. Come on, Big D. Tell them why you need to win. Come on. Your turn. Look alive.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, there you have it. I mean, this is what we have. We talked a lot, and I love kind of like everything that we discussed. Tomorrow is going to be the double. Yeah, we do keep it. We do keep it pretty real in here.
Yeah, basically, now you guys know where I stand. Loyalty at the door.
Oh wait, I have a question.
Hannah.
What?
So let's say so it's you in the final three.
Okay.
You win the final HOH. Do you pick let's say you have like your best friend, like your ride or die that you've been working with since week 1, or do you take the person you can beat?
The person I could beat.
Really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to give like your like BFF or the person that's been riding or dying with you the second place prize.
If there's anything beyond, like, if the chances of me winning, say, are like 70-30, maybe take them. If it's anywhere above like that, of the chance of like them getting more than like 2 votes.
You said 5.
Like, if I could even think about them getting a vote, I'm not bringing them.
Literally, she's like, I know I've been working with you since day 1. You're real. You're my friend, but I love money.
I never really liked you, to be honest.
I'll see you outside.
Yeah, I'll see you outside.
Is the bus still running?
Here's the thing. Like, I have best friends already. I have family already. Like,
people say that, though. People say that all the time, but
like, I got enough friends.
No,
but it doesn't.
Like, I understand that, but like, I take this from like my own mindset personally, and like, I grew up and like in like poverty in the South. Like you, like I think it's different for people when like that money is life changing.
It's life changing. It is 1,000%.
I don't think that like certain people like understand like, because I think even Kylan has had conversations before where he's like, well, I'd rather like bring my person to the end or whatever than that, because in the long run I'll make more money by doing that. No, I don't think so. Like I think that was a terrible take. A terrible
Would you be a bitter jury member then if like your friend won the HOH and they didn't take you and you've been working with them since day one?
No.
And you know that like the person that did nothing got like what is second place? Is it still?
I think it's still 50K.
It's only 50 still?
It's 50K. Then you have taxes. You're gonna get like 30K.
Oh, a big deal.
I just assumed they would have upped the ante since first place is 750. I was like, you're at least getting 100.
We had to pay money for that. That's no.
I was like, you're at least getting 100K. Easy.
No,
I wish.
I don't think that you can fault anyone, because at the end of the day, it is a game, and especially with it being 750K, like this is life-changing amounts of money, and I think this is something that could create like a generational amount of wealth for a family that like if you just can't discount that. I don't think.
I agree. I just wanted to make sure that you wouldn't be upset if roles were reversed. And they asked you, and you were like, I would never give them my vote.
I would be mad. I would be mad, but I think I would respect it, honestly. I think I would.
Yeah, the person who was the most loyal to me.
I've never played, and I'm not going to be on Big Brother, so it's way easier for me to say this, but I did play Sequester, and I tried to chop them as much as I could.
You're like, bye. I don't care if I'm talking. I don't care if you're my mom.
I did that. I did that too. I did that too. And when I played in Sequester, it was a lot more hardcore because I was, I was Final Four, and my Final Three consisted of two Canadian Big Brother players and a Survivor player. So I was down for Jamar. It was Jamar, Hamza, myself who were in my alliance, and it was Jatia who stood alone. And Hamza, instead of taking me to the Final Three with them because he thought he couldn't beat me, cut me out. And then I took Hamza out because I was like, fuck you. And that's how it happened. You fuck me over because I'm loyal to you, I fuck you right back. And so that's what exactly I did. And he lost. He lost. And so did Jamar, and Jatia, who had 0 alliances, ended up winning the show, our game. But I feel like it's still different than when I played Big Brother, obviously. But it's just such a different experience. It was just a different experience.
You know who came for me? Amon and Taryn. They're little sneaky asses. We tried to listen. We made like a little pregame like group, and we were like, we're gonna work together, blah 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 blah. And this was during my like senior year of college finals, and I'm like trying to study for finals, and they're like, well, we're gonna do this and da 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 da, and they cut me because they were like, you didn't respond enough. I think it was like 6th place or 5th place or something like that, and they were like, yeah, we didn't think we could trust you. And I was like, I was trying to study for my finals. I'm sorry.
I'm a human being. I have things to do.
You were studying while you were playing? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I was. This was my senior year of college. Like, I needed to graduate. Like,
I'm multitasking. We love to see.
You know,
it was fun though. That was super fun for sure.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see this. I'd like to see what happens, but we do know that Claire is probably, unfortunately, going home tomorrow. And so for anybody who has questions for Claire, I need to be sending them tomorrow to her. She will be in jury, and so I need to send her over. But I also need to give them questions for this second evictee, and we don't know who it is. So what the hell am I going to ask these people?
Yeah.
So it's not even.
Just broad question.
You mad
broad
or not?
question.
You
said
mad?
Are you mad? Are you shocked this happened? Who do you think's gonna win? You know, just the general ones.
Regular.
Is that
You
it?
can
You
be
mad?
like,
You
did you
shocked?
see this coming?
Very that.
You mad? You shocked? Did you see this coming? Let's keep going.
Who do you think's gonna win? Are you surprised your alliance members didn't help you?
Wow. You know, this one's that's all I need. You're right. That's you mad?
How are you feeling?
How are you feeling?
You're like garbage, mama. I just lost $750,000. How do you think I'm feeling?
And I don't know. I mean, it even sucks more so when you're going out on a double eviction because you just don't have time to save yourself. And so this is going to be very hard. I'm thinking this is going to be whoever's leaving that second person.
Also, the worst part about a double is you're in the worst clothing. I'm like, I have to meet the host like this in this outfit.
I mean, but Julie looks like that sometimes when you come outside. Now Julie, she's been serving this season. She's poured out all the stops this season. Last season she had.
When I was on the block during the double, I was like, if I go home and I have to stand on stage in track pants,
with these
I will end my life. I will end my life. It's simply done.
That's horrible. Well,
you can't process anything. I think they're always, short of breath. They're trying to catch their breath. They're trying to understand. And Julie's cutthroat this season. I'm gonna let you sit over there. I'm sure you're very scared and nervous, and you're not sure why you're sitting here. But first, okay. But so I want to see how she's.
Always a little clicker. Let's go back to the house.
No, it's true. Like during a double eviction, like at least when you're about to leave, I mean, like I remember when I was going to get evicted, you just come to terms with it. And at that very last day and you're sitting in the chair, you're just like, I just want to get over with. I want this to get done and over with. I'm already thinking jury. I'm thinking, oh my God, the amount of stress, I was that very last day. I was like, I'm just ready. Send me. I've
noticed that though.
Done.
Like I feel like the person like that knows they're going home, like they're very just like whatever. Like, good luck, guys.
Good luck. Good luck.
I want you to fight until the end. I don't want to rap at the end. I want you to fight. I want you to tell these people y'all are making the biggest mistake. Okay, this cookout was cute, but will y'all win? Okay, let's see. I want you to be gutted all the way to the end. This whole
I wonder.
Hey, mom.
That would be fabulous. Do you think that if this double eviction, if it's a cookout member, that they're gonna be like, fuck y'all, like, and be like, this is some bullshit and blah blah blah, and like go out real pissed?
Watch your back, Alyssa. The cookout will split into two.
I think they'll be triggered.
That's big.
If Alyssa doesn't win, and let's say like Kylan wins, and he just like literally sends home someone else that's in the cookout, people will be fuming. I'll be like, Kylan, I hope you know your game is done. I will make sure it's my mission in that jury house. Make sure you never.
I think that's why none of them are trying to pull that trigger. None of them, with the exception of Xavier. And he's Mowgli. He's our GLATD mascot. He comes in every end of show to say hi.
I always have to pick him up because after so long he starts to bite my toes. So he's like, get off.
He's like, Mom, pay attention to me, Mom.
And we just want to give a big shout out to Miss Jolene. Jolene's in the house.
My best friend.
For all of you all and thank you, Jolene, for even saying something. For all of y'all who are watching right now, tomorrow on Jolene's channel after the eviction, she is having the one and the only, the queen, Miss June, on her show. And for those of y'all who don't know who June is, she is BB Legend, BB Royalty. She is the winner of season 3, Big Brother. She is amazing. And Jolene is amazing too. So if you guys don't already subscribe to her, go subscribe to Jolene. She's amazing. And she's
Jolene's
also
putting the good vibes out there. Hannah for HOH.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much everything. I think we covered it all. For those of you who haven't already, click like, subscribe, click to receive the notifications. Send this to friends. Let everybody know that we do this every Wednesday after the veto. And every Tuesday we have Bachelor in Paradise recaps with Kemi, and they have been super spicy because Bachelor in Paradise has been a big hot mess, and it's amazing.
Crazy. Also, if any of y'all have been watching Bachelor in Paradise, go look at Brendan's Instagram. He just put out like his notes app statement apology. So
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for the notes app statement.
Not notes app.
Yeah,
it's on his
Not
story.
black screen.
This man has
the white font.
Yeah, this man has already lost in the past 2 days. Has lost over 70,000 followers on his Instagram.
It's 100.
Have they hit 100 already?
God.
Even more fabulous.
I
I love it.
No, oh no.
Those brand deal rates are plummeting.
Yeah. For those, you don't even have to follow Bachelor in Paradise to be on our recaps. To be quite honest, we just talk. It's amazing. But basically, the last two couples, meaning the four people, have been caught coming into the villa just for clout. Like they've already dated prior. They were dating prior, and because this is a dating show, like they were caught on camera stating and showing that they were literally just on the show to pretend and get more followers for the followers and for all of the brand deals that they would get after the
cringe.
show. So cringe.
But it's great TV. So if the feeds go down and you need something to watch, go watch it on Hulu. It's messy.
It's messy.
Fashion Nova deal, girl. This is not it.
The Shein baddie.
Well, no, Bachelor Nation. That's not Fashion Nova. You got the Revolve. All of those ones.
My bad. Sorry, Jolene. Okay, sorry. It's an 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time with June, so it's actually a pre-game. So if you want a pre-game with Jolene prior to the double eviction, that's even better. Just go on Jolene's channel, subscribe, put your notification on, and watch them pre-game before this. Yeah. So that's all that we got here. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for coming, liking, commenting. If you have questions for the evictees, either or whoever, make sure you comment. Follow all of us on our IGs and our Twitters. Brayden, can you let them know one more time where they can follow you at? Because our stuff is usually out.
We won't see him again. So.
Period. I'll be back.
And he will be back, and you are welcome at any time, boo.
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Brayden White or on Twitter at BraydenBBCan9.
Yes. And that being said, we love you all so much. Thank you for being with us today, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Ciao.
Bye, besties.